So in this video, I want to discuss how you can calculate beta using free data. So what we're going to do is you can search CanFrench data. And the data that we're going to want is going to be the Fama-Franch 3 factors. We're going to download this CSV file. And then we're going to go to Yahoo Finance. And you will search the ticker of the company of interest. For this example, I'm going to use Disney. You'll go to historical data, change it to 5 years, and specifically what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to look at from 2018 to 2022. So I'm going to do 12/31/2017 to 12/31/2022. That should work. Double check, make sure that the time period is correct. I want historical prices, and I'm going to do monthly. I will apply and then download the data. So now we're going to open both files in Excel. So I'm going to open. And because the Fama-Franch is a zip file, I may have to do some gymnastics to get that open, but no problem. Okay, I'm using a Mac, so let's try this one more time. Open with Excel. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to pull this one in here. There we go. Okay, so now what we're going to do is get the Fama-Franch factors into what I'll do for this one is I'll actually incorporate it here. So I need just the 2018 through 2022. So actually I will do this. So starting, this will be 2018-01 highlighted through 2022. So I'll copy this data and then paste. Should be able to paste. Just highlight the data. Try that one more time. Hopefully this will work. And then I'm put in what the data actually is. I'll delete this helper code. Let's see, and I will delete everything except the adjusted close, the volume, and that date data. I'm going to keep the market minus risk-free rate. I'm going to get rid of SMB HML. You can include a model that does this, but in this example, I won't include it, but you can in a multiple regression. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the returns. So this will be Disney's returns. Zoom into this piece here. And actually what I'm going to do, this is going to be Disney's returns minus the risk-free rate. So to do this, I'm going to start in the second, because I need two pieces of data. So this is going to be equal to the adjusted close currently divided by the previous adjusted close minus 1. So we're going to calculate this piece and then minus 1. Because the returns are told to us in hundreds of percentages, I'm going to multiply this by 100. Then I'll subtract the risk-free rate. And I'm going to send this down, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got all the data that I need to calculate a regression or I can do a graph. So actually what I'm going to try to do, let's try and do a graph here. So that's the dependent variable, or excuse me, independent variable. This will be the dependent variable. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut this and paste it over here. And then let's try to see if this will work. And actually we won't need that piece of data. I'm going to drag this, bring this down one. Now try to graph this. And then we can add the line, and then we can also check for statistical significance in a minute with a regression. I'm going to insert a recommended chart. There we go. And then I'm going to add, so chart design here, I'm going to add a chart element. I'm going to add a trend line, linear. Then I also would like some more options here. I want the equation on a chart. So in this particular example, looks like we're seeing beta of 0.43. Let's confirm that. Beta should be 1.31. So tell you what we need to do. We need to actually flip the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this again one more time and then insert it here. And then try that one more time. So that way it's an XY format. So insert recommended chart. There it is. And then add the chart element, trend line, more trend line options. Let's see. So that third option, I want there's R squared, it's pretty good. And there's the equation. That beta looks a little bit better. We have a negative alpha here, so that's very interesting. So that's the equation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a regression and see about some statistical significance here. So I'm going to go to data analysis, regression. The Y's are going to be the Disney return minus the risk-free rate. And then the X's are going to be the market returns minus the risk-free rate. I do have labels. We're going to do a new worksheet. Now let me zoom in here and let's see what's happening. So there's the beta. It's that coefficient on the market minus risk-free rate. It's 1.23. It's not too far off from what Yahoo Finance had said it was currently at 1.31. So really close. This is statistically significant because the t-stat's above the absolute value 2. P-value is very, very small. And then our ranges here do not include 0. Alpha is negative 0.82, but it is not statistically significant because the t-stat is less than the absolute value 2. The p-value, or excuse me, yeah, the p-value is not less than 0.05 for 95% confidence. And then the range does include 0. So the intercept's not statistically significant, but we'll include that in the model. But this would be how we could go about finding beta with your data. Now, another technique you could use, a couple of different ways. You could do a slope function. So the slope function, you'll highlight your Y's, which will be your company returns minus risk-free rate, comma, and then the market returns minus risk-free rate. So there's the beta, which matches up with the equation and the regression. In theory, another thing we should be able to do is we should be able to get the covariance and divide it by the variance of our returns here. So let's just see if that would work. I'm going to do a sample. So covariance, we'll highlight the arrays. And then I'm going to divide that by the variance of the market. And let's see. This will be var.s for the sample. So there's its variance. And you see there that it's the same. So there's multiple ways you can go about calculating beta for a company using free data both from French's website as well as from Yahoo Finance. Thanks for watching.